dinner, we are going to have this sliced grass-fed beef sirloin. We've had this before. I get this at Costco. Love it. It is delicious. It's great when you really don't have a lot of time and you want to put something nice and warm and home cooked on the table. So this is what I'm going to go with for today. So the thing is, I did not take this out to thaw, so it's going to take a little bit longer to cook. I did let it sit in some cold water for a little bit. So it has, you know, thawed a little bit. The juices and things have thawed a little bit, not much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this open. And this package right here comes with 2 of these in here, okay? So there's one other one in here. I'm gonna only use one. I'm trying to eliminate the amount of leftovers we have in our fridge. So I'm going to only use one of these. The other one I'll just save for another day, and this will be plenty for the 3 of us. So in that goes. Y'all, it smells so good. All right, and again, I have used this before. If you guys have used this right here, if you've ever had it before, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think about it. I personally love it. I think it tastes delicious. So again, it is frozen, so it'll be fine. I'm just gonna cover it and it's just gonna cook a little bit longer. So what I've done was I went ahead and just sliced up some onions, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in here just to add a little bit more flavor. I'm gonna add some onions and some carrots all around, so we have some veggies. Now you can totally eliminate this, okay, because with the onions, truthfully, you are adding in more carbs, okay? So you know what you've done, your macros are for the day. Go ahead and just do whatever you want, but for added flavor, I'm definitely going to be adding in some onions and carrots. All right, so what I'm gonna do, so now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cover this. All right, so now I'm gonna put this in the oven and allow it to cook right now for about 45 minutes to an hour. Again, only because it's frozen now. If you sit it out in the morning like you should, then by the time you're ready to put this in the oven in the evening, then it'll be ready to go and you won't have to put it in there that long. But because mine is frozen, I'm gonna put it in there for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm definitely gonna check on it, and then we'll see where we're at. I'll taste it, see if we need any more additional seasoning, so on and so forth. So for now, we're gonna put this in a 350-degree oven. All right, and so while that is cooking, I am going to go ahead and prep tomorrow's dinner. I have a busy day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm gonna be leaving out early and taking my students on a field trip to see a show. So because I have a busy day, I'm gonna go ahead and start meal prepping so that in the morning, all I have to do is turn on my slow cooker and dinner will be ready when we get home. So we are going to have jambalaya, and this is my slow cooker jambalaya. I haven't made it in a long time, probably over a year since I've made jambalaya. So I am going to prep it so that tomorrow morning will run a lot smoother. All right, so these are some extra onions that I chopped up. The onions that I'm going to use are right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dump these. I've already had them chopped up. I'm so glad I did. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in. And for this recipe, you're gonna need 1 onion, 1 medium-sized onion. Okay, so that's about a medium size. That's going in. And then we're going to need 2 stalks of celery. All right, 2 stalks of celery going in. Next, we're going to need 1 green bell pepper. Next, we're going in with 4 cloves of garlic, and I am using pre-chopped garlic. That is okay. 4 cloves of garlic going in. Next, we go in with 1 can of whole tomatoes, drained. I've already put those in there, but make sure you drain the juice from the whole tomatoes. Next, we're going to add 1/3 cup of tomato paste. You guys, if you have the tomato paste in the squeeze tube, use it. It is so much more convenient. I thought I had some more, but I'm out. If you're going to buy this, I recommend buying the tomato paste that's in the squeeze tube. Okay. All right, 1/3 cup of tomato paste going in. So the proteins we have going in here are chicken. I've got some chicken breast right here. We're gonna also put in some shrimp. The shrimp is gonna go in at the very end, 30 minutes before I get ready to serve. That's when I throw this in and let it cook. And then we're gonna also put in some smoked sausage. So for now, the first things that I'm gonna put in are just the smoked sausage, and I'm gonna dice the chicken breast. So for the smoked sausage, we only need 8 ounces of smoked sausage. So that's gonna be half of this here. All right, smoked sausage is going in. All right, and then we're gonna add chicken breast. Now we need about 12 ounces. I have a bit more than 12 ounces here, and that's fine. You know, you can scale this to your liking. So I'm just trimming some of the fat off of the chicken breast. And these are thinly sliced chicken breasts that I'm using. They're already thawed and ready to go. So these are the ones I decided to go on and use. And our chicken breast going in. All right, for our dried herbs, I've got 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, and then 1/2 tablespoon of basil going in. All right, next we need 1½ tablespoons of hot sauce. And just use your favorite hot sauce. The one we always have is the Louisiana hot sauce, and that is just fine. And then we're gonna need about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Of course, we're gonna go in lastly with some salt. And then just go along and when it's done, go on and taste it, see if it's to your satisfaction. If you need to add more salt at the end, then go on and do so. All right, so as far as the prep, this is all finished. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna store this in the refrigerator, and in the morning, I'll be ready to just plug it up and let the slow cooker do its thing. I am going to add 1 cup of chicken broth to this in the morning, and then we'll be ready to go. But that's gonna be the only thing that I add to it at that time. Right before I get ready to serve it, of course, I'm gonna come back and show you guys. 30 minutes before serving time, that's when we add the shrimp, and we're gonna let that cook for 30 minutes, and then we're all done. All right, guys, so now I am going to prep some meatballs for a delicious meatball soup. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I have this ground pork right here. Kroger was marking this down, and I went ahead and snagged a couple of them. I've had this one in the freezer. I had taken it out to make something with it like a day or so ago, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and cook this up because I don't want it to go bad. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna meal prep some meatballs. So let me show you what I'm going to put into this ground pork right here. And yeah, whenever you guys see deals like that, go ahead and snag these up because this is a great deal. Go ahead and snag it up and then just put it in the freezer until you're ready to use it. It stores really well for like 6 to 8 months. Gonna put our pork on in here. Okay, and to this, I have some really finely minced onions right here. Very, very finely minced. I don't know if you guys can see just how minced these are. I'm gonna add these in. I don't want any big chunks, so these little minced ones are perfect. And that's about a tablespoon of finely minced onion to about a pound of ground pork. You can also add grated onion as well. If I didn't have these little minced onion, I would be using grated onion in this. And then from here, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just gonna add some basic seasonings, nothing really special. So I'm gonna go in right now with some garlic powder. And I guess to about this pound of pork, I'm adding about a teaspoon of garlic powder. That came out a lot. That's about a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm also going to, for a little bit of heat, which you guys know I appreciate at times, I'm going to add in about 1/4 of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. We're going to put in about a teaspoon of parsley. Then, of course, we're going to add some salt, about a teaspoon of salt, and black pepper. All right, guys, also to this, because I want those like the springy type meatballs for the soup, and this is the kind, you know, when your meatballs, when you get like commercial meatballs, how they have that springiness to them. This is what this is going to do for me. So I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder into our mixture. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of tapioca flour. Now, this is all optional, okay? Now, tapioca flour, it is not considered keto friendly because there are carbs. So that 1 tablespoon of tapioca flour maybe has 1.5 net carbs in it, 1.5 to 2 net carbs in it. It's really not enough to bother me. It's fine. It fits within my macros. I'm not eating the whole two carbs in that 1 tablespoon of tapioca flour. So it's totally up to you. You don't have to do it. But again, I want that like springiness that you have in your meatballs. And whenever you go to like restaurants and they have meatballs in their soups and things, I like that kind of, you know, springiness that's in the meatballs. Okay, so that's completely optional. So from this point, we're going to go ahead and just mix this all together. Okay, so I have my meatball mixture well combined. Now I'm going to just go in and form my meatballs. And I'm using a technique that I saw, let me see, I can't remember her name. I'm going to put the link in the description box. I saw the technique that she used to make her meatballs. And so what she would do is she would grab the mixture and then just squeeze it out like that. And then do the same thing again until she got that nice kind of round meatball that she wanted, until it was to her consistency. And I think that that's perfect. And I think this right here creates the perfect little meatball for a soup. Okay, so you don't have the big ones that you'd like normally maybe put in spaghetti or that you'd have at any other time. But I think it creates a nice size meatball for a soup. Okay, so I'm just going to finish forming these and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, everyone, so I've got my meatballs here. I'll show you guys. Got our meatballs here. I'm going to only cook a few of these because I'm going to be making a wonton soup for Angelina. So I made some smaller meatballs in here, and I cook those with the actual wonton wrapper. So the larger ones are the only ones that I'm going to cook now. The others I'm just going to freeze, and we're going to use those at the time I get ready to make Angelina's soup, which will not be today, but it's going to be at another time. So this is what we're going to do. So I've got some water here that I brought to a boil, and I brought the heat down. We want this water to be extremely hot because it's got to cook the meatballs, but we don't want it to a boil. And I'm going to, again, leave the link to, I forget her name, but I saw her use this entire technique in making the meatballs on her channel. And I would love for you guys to go and check her out. She is pretty awesome. She has some amazing recipes. And if I think of her name, I'm going to put it right here so that you guys can go and check her out as well. So right now the water is hot. I'm just going to now drop these meatballs in and let the cooking process begin. All right, you all, so that's what they look like after just dropping them in. So it's nice and it's steady, and they are cooking because I have my burner on. It's on a very, very low heat. So you see that they are starting to cook, and yeah, as soon as these are done, I will pull them out and let you guys see them. All right, so guys, now I'm gonna freeze my sausage that I have because I don't want it to go bad, and I know I'm not going to need it anytime soon. I had some sausage left over, and so I'm going to be using my Foodsaver. I saw one of my favorite YouTubers, Tracy, over at Tracy's Place. She and her husband had gotten one of these, and I have been wanting to get one for years. And so when I was in Walmart a couple of weeks ago, I called my husband, like, I want to go ahead and get one of those, you know, because when Tracy and them were using it, it just looked like it was just exactly what I wanted. And they were able to preserve like some chicken breast or something like that. So anyway, so I got one and I've been using it and I love it. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for that. So right now I am going to seal this. So I put it in. This is the roll of, you get in this particular case that I got, you get a roll of the Saver bags, and then you get like a few sets, a small set of a bag, and then a large set. This right here, you can customize the fit to whatever it is that you're getting ready to store. So I've just sealed the bag. Let me show you how that works. You put one end and you seal it just like that. And then the other end is already opened. It's already open like that, and then you put in. And then from here, you put in whatever it is you're storing. In this case, it's going to be this linked sausage. Okay, I'm storing that. And I'm going to put this in right here. And when you have it, I can't show you guys close up, but you'll be able to see where you need to stop and start your bag at. So I've got that there. And I'm going to press it down. I'm going to close it. And then this button here says vacuum and seal. So it's going to suck all the air out and then it's going to seal it for me. So I'm going to press this button next. All right. And then that is it. I lift it up. And then it is completely sealed. Okay, all of the air is out and it is ready for storage. So what I do is I do use the this little strip right here where you can put the date that you're getting ready to store, that you store this product. So of course I'll be putting today's date on there. I use it, it comes in handy. And yeah, you all, this works amazing and I absolutely love it. So thankful for my husband. So now I'm getting ready to store these pork meatballs. Meatballs are now ready. So what I'm going to do is take them out and put them to the side here in this dish. I'll let you all see what they look like. It smells wonderful. All right, and certainly if you want to use this water for something else, if you're making a soup or something and you want to use this, it is full of flavor. By all means, go ahead and use this water. Again, it's full of flavor. All of the flavors from the meatballs, the seasonings and things have just totally extracted out into the water. So you can certainly use this water. Do not throw that away. All right, and then here we have it, our pork meatballs. In just a little bit, I will, when it cools down a little bit, I'll go ahead and taste one and let you guys know what it tastes like. Okay, everybody, the meatballs have cooled off just a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and taste one of these on camera so that you know just how fabulous it is. Fabulous indeed. Full of flavor, and these are gonna be perfect. Let me finish chewing. Full of flavor, and these are going to be perfect in my soup. So I'll be showing you that recipe sometime within the next couple of days, I hope, if I remember to record it. So I'll try to make sure I remember to record the recipe for this soup. But fabulous, delicious. If you just want some wonderful meatballs to go in any of your soups, or you can do anything with this, then by all means, use this recipe. These are delicious. Okay, so I've just pulled the beef sirloin out of the oven. So let's take a look at what it looks like. And then I'm gonna give this a taste. Okay, it looks wonderful, smells wonderful. This is already sliced. So I'm just going to, I should be able to just pull it apart here. Or not, it doesn't look like it. I don't think they sliced this over here at all. Okay, well maybe they did. It's just not slicing up very well. Put it that way. All right, so now I'm going to give this a taste. I already know it tastes fabulous, but I just need to see if it needs anything else on it, since I didn't season it myself. Yeah, it does. It does need something else on it, so I'm just going to season it with some more, with some Sincerely Legenia seasoning. It tastes good, though. I'm going to season it with some Sincerely Legenia seasoning, and then we're going to call it done. Hey, everybody, it's Sincerely Legenia here. So right now, I am at my daughter's school, and here are a few of my students.
Hello, human beings.
So for those of you who did not know, my daughter is playing Matilda in her high school musical, musicals production of Matilda. And so I brought my drama students to see the kids' very first performance. So we're at the first performance. This was my way of being able to see the performance because it's only for kids. So the only way I'd be able to see it is if I brought my drama students. So I did. Everybody, hey guys, say hi to my YouTube followers. Guys, say hi to my YouTube followers.
You have a YouTube,
say hello.
YouTube channel. No.
So anyway, the show is getting ready to start. It should have started 4 minutes ago. But as soon as it starts, I'm not supposed to take pictures, but I might try to get a few snapshots in of my daughter on stage. But if not, I'll definitely be back to give you guys a recap. All right? All right, everybody, the show is about to start, and I am just too excited, okay? All right, everybody, so it is the next day, and so I forgot to show you guys me putting the shrimp in. I just put in the bag of shrimp into the jambalaya, and so now I usually just like to, dunk it under to make sure it cooks, and I'm gonna let this go for about 30 more minutes, and then it'll be time to serve this. And so for my family, I'm gonna serve it over rice. For me, I'm gonna serve it over some riced cauliflower, and that will be our dinner for the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this continue to go for the next 30 minutes.